let's talk about beauty standards. Who sets these beauty standards? Who said who is more beautiful? Which skin color is more beautiful? All that. Whew. So let's take a look at this lady talking about beauty standards and how it is being used as a tool of oppression to reinforce sexism, racism, colorism, classism, and ageism.
Just logged onto TikTok, and the first video I saw was this girl with a lot of followers saying that girls should get their nails done every 2 to 3 weeks, and when she sees chipped nails or bare nails, it freaks her out. I obviously think that's an insane statement, but I wanted to talk a little bit about it. Because we live in a capitalist society, the goalpost for beauty will keep getting pushed further and further back. It'll keep being more and more inaccessible.
Yeah, it all centers around capitalism. And the goalposts, as she said, will keep being pushed. Like every now and then, they will keep shifting the goalpost. Of course. So if you fall into it, you will keep following this goalpost until you get to a point where you can't do it anymore. But they will keep on doing it, whether you're there or not.
I remember when I was younger, Botox and lip fillers, these were all things that people in Hollywood did. This was all stuff I saw from celebrities. Now we have this democratization of influence, which is great in some ways, but it also means that we just think everyone is constantly getting work done. I mean, I hear people talk about what they want done like it's what's on their grocery list. Like we'll be at lunch and someone will be like, oh yeah, I want Barbie Botox. Things like getting your nails done in a salon used to be a luxury. Now it's almost an expectation. A lot of women have jobs where they're expected to have their nails done, their makeup done, their hair done, and they are not compensated for that in any way. It's just the new baseline, that new normal for so many women. It feels like beauty maintenance. I have qualms with that term, by the way, but it feels like that now draws this line between the lower and upper classes.
Yeah, she's absolutely right. Beauty standards have now become decentralized, I'll say so, because back in the day, we only knew of celebrities. We only saw celebrities doing fillers, Botox, and we saw it mostly on magazines talking about how this celebrity has done this or that or that. It was a luxury and it was so expensive. But nowadays, almost everyone is talking about how they have got Botox and fillers as if it's just something that they just wake up one way. It's Wednesday, I got Botox. It's Sunday, I got fillers. Whew. But now you see that beauty has now become something that is like a basic necessity. And some of the influencers, when they're talking about or when they're trying to promote a brand or something, they make it as if you, as a girl, as a young girl, or as a lady, if you're not doing these things, then you are not in vogue. Like you are not a lady, you are not the babe. Whereas one should not be forced to do these things just to keep up, because not everyone can afford to keep up. I mean, like she just said, back in the day, let's say just like 10, 20 years ago, to go to the salon to get your nails done was a luxury. But nowadays, we just see everyone on TikTok, like every ordinary babe is having their nails done, they're having their hair laid, they have doing makeup. Makeup is expensive as well. I remember the first time I got my first set of makeup, it was MAC foundation. And MAC foundation is not just like so expensive, it's not so cheap. It's not affordable. If you have to buy all the MAC, like MAC foundation, MAC powder, lip liner, lip gloss, eyeliner, eyeshadow, all those things. When you buy all those things, it's so expensive. Sometimes I go to my beauty cupboard and I check these stuffs. I say, but why did I buy these things? I've got so many things that I don't even use. But that's the power of influence, and that's the power of the beauty standards, because we feel that if we don't do makeup, if we don't lay our hair like how the influencers are doing, that we are not trendy, then we are not beautiful. So many people have been misled. So many people have been caught up in this beauty charade. They are just there in the middle, this beauty web. that they don't know how to come out from the web. They're stuck in there because every now and then, every time they open their phone, they want to scroll. There is a video of a young girl talking about how to do your liner, how to do your lip gloss, how to make your foundation to last 24 hours, how to make your foundation to last for 1 year. Oh, they are just there. So many videos, and then they will be promoting and pushing some kind of products that you don't have. And you'll be saying, oh, okay, maybe she's looking this way because she used this product. So let me buy. I've seen so many people outraged because on TikTok, the influencing is so bad that so many people, when they see, they just click. And TikTok has these shops already there. The influencers are connected to the shop. And if you click, you just go buy. You just get items that you don't need them. You don't need. You just keep buying and buying and buying. Why are you buying? Because you feel that the beauty standards have stated clearly through the influences that if you don't get this highlighter, if you don't get this lip gloss, if you don't get this item, you are not trendy. You are not beautiful. So you are trying to keep up with the beauty standards. But then there is a catch. Because every time you try to keep up with the beauty standards, the people, the managers, I would say, of the beauty standards keep shifting the goalposts. It's crazy. It will never end. They will keep pushing the goalposts, and you'll be there putting your money into these products and this and that and that. I've seen so many cases where some people buy some products, the way they were being promoted wasn't the quality that they got when they bought the product. It was just something normal. But the way the influencers talked about, the way they promoted these products, they ended up to be like just normal products. Just normal, simple products. Whew. So many young girls have been misled by these unattainable beauty standards. These beauty standards are unattainable.
You guys just racist because like you hate us, or are you racist because you're jealous?
I have a bone to pick with this one. Go watch the rest of Dasani's video and then come back to this one. So, you know how white supremacy is a construct and it is a practice, right? So with it being a practice, the reason why white people created white supremacy and created European beauty standards is because if they performed psychological warfare in every other area in Black people's lives, why is it that it's so lost upon people that whiteness being the beauty standard is a dark form of glamour magic? Like, let's think about it. When you go to school, and when you, especially let's say this as a Black, my first experience of being rejected as a Black girl was in the second grade. I literally had this boy that I was boyfriend and girlfriend. It was puppy love. Like, we were children, but like that was my first experience of experiencing anti-Blackness, because there is one time that I stood up for myself. Essentially, there's this boy that I was like boyfriend and girlfriend with, right? And his cousin was bothering me. I had glass in my hand. I accidentally slit his hand open. Mind you, I'm a child, right? So this wasn't intentional, but he was antagonizing me, and we were playing with glass. So like ultimately, it wasn't like we were doing shit we weren't supposed to do, right? But with that being said, my boyfriend at the time, seeing me defend myself, his perception of me switched so much to where anytime I was with my best friend who was a white girl, he would find himself comparing her to me. And it got so bad to where like I would go home crying to my grandmother saying like, wow, I wish I was white. I don't want to be Black anymore. Whiteness is a form of glamour magic, and I'm gonna need people to understand that and really hone that in when I say it. The reason why people believe that white people are supreme is because we're being fed the illusion that they are the pinnacle of beauty, which just isn't the case. Now, all people are beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. But if you have to enforce these beauty standards and if you have to remind people all the time that they're not beautiful, basically beating it into their heads, how is that not some form of conjuration or spell work that you are placing upon them? You know what I mean? Everything is a spell, everything is a spiritual working, and everything has some underlying spiritual component. So
The reason why so many people believe that white people are the pinnacle of beauty and that being white is more beautiful than being black is simple. It's due to socialization and also through the media. Who owns the media? That's the question we should be asking ourselves. Who owns the media? They own the media. So, and if you own the media, you own mainstream media and you own all the magazines, you own all the newspapers, you'll be talking about yourself. So they've been promoting themselves like forever and they've been promoting the slim models. And most of the slim models that they had been promoting are white women. You remember when Naomi Campbell talked about how she found it so difficult to navigate the modeling world because she was a black girl and most of the girls who were the top models at that time were white women, you know? They were white girls and they were favored. They had more deals, they had more gigs and they were paid even more than how she was paid, and then Tyra Banks came on board. So they were the two models who were there, who were the black girls of the time. But then we have seen them talk about their struggles in the modeling industry and all that. Next, we go to makeup. It isn't until recently that we started having different shades of foundation. Basic foundation. Back in the day, most black women couldn't get a shade, like a shade that is their shade of foundation. That's why you saw most of the models, they had like pale gray face, or they had, they never had like their shades. They had to mix so many different shades just to get the shade that will pass. So, this beauty standards is something that is so deep. It's not something that you just see on the surface. It's also systemic. It also stems, it is rooted, deeply rooted in systemic racism. Because who are the powers that be? Who are the people who are in control of this beauty industry? Obviously, most of the big beauty companies are owned and managed by white people. So, of course, they're going to push whatever they want to push. And of course, what would they push? They push the products that are for the white people. I live in Europe. I live in the Scandinavia, and there are not so many black people around. So when I go to the shops, we've got this Sephora, maybe just one, and we've got one big, huge shop that sells foundation where I can find my shade. But you know what? I have to pay even double the price just to get a foundation that's my shade. Why? Because there are not so many people who've got my shade in my region. So it's some sort of a capitalist. It's some sort of more capitalist because these companies want to make profits. So they will push and sell the products to the demographics that they feel is more. That's their target. They're not going to make products to sell to me. Maybe we are just 5 of us or 10 or 20, in one area. They're making the products for the majority. But then talking about the general picture of beauty standards, when you look at it, it has evolved over the years. Even though it is rooted in white supremacy, it is something that the white people are trying to push in order for everyone to see them that they are supreme and they are the pinnacle of beauty. We should also take a back and look at it. Where is this leading to? Because most of us black women, we have bought into these beauty standards. We have unknowingly or willingly, in some cases, bought into the beauty standards. We try to keep up with the beauty standards. we will go above and beyond to stay relevant, to stay connected to these beauty standards. So that's where the problem is. Because if we said, no, we are not following the beauty standards, and not your idea of beauty is not a generic idea of beauty. Beauty differs. Beauty comes in different shades. Beauty comes from different regions, different backgrounds, different race, different values. They would understand. But I don't know. Everyone is just blindly following these beauty standards, and they keep shifting the goalposts. Today they said you are beautiful when you've got a full chest and a big bum. But you know what? If you can't get the full chest and the big bum, I can give you that. You know why? There is a plastic surgeon. He's gonna give it to you. Just like the Kardashians. You're gonna have it. But you know what? You need to bring some cash. You need to bring some money. And when you say that the money is too high, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of that. You can have a payment plan. I just recently saw a video of young girls as young as 15, 16, 18 talking about how they have got butt implants, they have got fillers, Botox, and all that on a payment plan. Why are you at as early as 15, 16, 18, even 20 going to get a payment plan on surgery just to enhance your beauty, to keep up with the never-ending beauty standards? Why? Why are you doing that? Because you know what? You're still young. You're a Gen Z, of course. You're still young. You're trying to keep up with these beauty standards. But do you know what? It keeps changing. Just 10 years ago, what the Kardashians had was something that everybody wanted to have. Did you all notice that all the Kardashians, Kylie, Khloe, Kim, and the other one, I don't know all their names because I don't keep up with the Kardashians. But I will use them as an example because they are the superstars of plastic surgery. They are the plastic Barbies of the world. So I'm going to use them. And you know what? Have you noticed that they are now taking off all the fillers and the Botox and also the butt implants and chest implants? Did you notice? They have now moved from thick to thin. And so all you who have spent so much money to get the thick that they had 10 years ago, now you have to take them off because the Kardashians have done that. So that's also the beauty standards. It's expensive to keep up with the beauty standards. It is not that expensive to keep up with the Kardashians, but it is more expensive to keep up with the beauty standards. Guys, the capitalist system is benefiting off these beauty standards that they had set. And you know what? They will keep pushing the goalposts. So for as long as it will take, they are going to keep on pushing the goalposts. Why? Because there is more money in this, and all the girls, all the women are always trying to keep up with the beauty standards. Ooh. When is this ever gonna end? Never. But you can end it. You have the power. You've got the power to end it. You should do like me. I said, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to put a knife on my body. I'm not going to alter anything. I love myself just the way I am. And I'm never going to do that. If someone tells me that I don't like the way your eyes are, I don't like the way your nose is, I don't like the way your lips is, I say, oh, that's how God created me. And I love myself. You take it or leave it, that's me. You can't tell me how I have to be, how I have to look. Come on. Come on. No one is going to come and tell me how I need to look, I mean, not in this world, age and time. Never. Just do like me. Because if you start paying from 15, 16, 17, and 18 and 20, guess what? And you are on a payment plan. You have to pay for your college. You have to go to school. You need to get a job. You need to get a career. You need to get a job. I mean, it's still a long, long time before you're 40, and you might have invested so much in these beauty standards that keeps changing. It keeps changing like the weather, because the weather will always change. Don't get stuck with these unattainable beauty standards, my darlings. Let's check the comment section. The first comment got me. It's interesting you mentioned magic, because if I have it correct, the word for a white person in Zulu means sorcerer. Guys, oh, no comments. So the next one, I genuinely believe that our forefathers wanted civil rights so we could be separated but equal. By doing that, decentralized whiteness, we didn't want to live with them. We wanted to be separate. This is deep. And someone said they definitely put their own words on the civil rights movement. All the speeches I hear is about equality in schools and day-to-day life not being at it at that. And someone said that's exactly true, and white people couldn't have that. Why? That's why they destroyed our communities. Okay, this is deep. And this one, you're absolutely correct. A standard that we have always met in larger numbers than they ever could, but we weren't aware until now. True. If you're someone who is on TikTok, I'll use TikTok as an example. You'll notice that most of the content creators who create good content, quality content, attractive content are Black content creators. I mean, mostly when it comes to the beauty industries, most of the makeup artists who are there on TikTok are Black girls. They do excellent, exquisite beauty makeup on the face. They will blend the shades to oblivion, and you will be wowed by their handwork. But then when you put on the search bar makeup artist, the top makeup artists that will come out from that search will be mostly white makeup artists. And when you look at what they're doing, you don't understand. Like, there is no deep hue, there's no color, it's just plain makeup. We're talking about artistic makeup here. Most of the big makeup artists are Black girls. And there was a time when there was a war on TikTok when these Black content creators had enough of what was going on, and they were like on strike. They were saying, no, this has to stop because we are the ones who are doing this. But some white girl would just come and not do basically nothing, and she will be on top of the search. Like when you search, that's the person you see. You hardly see a Black person. The only Black person you see maybe will be from like the 1,000th person on the search list. So this is really true. And this comment, like I just said in the other video, I literally started telling myself, I am my beauty standards over 2 years ago, and it changed me so much. Yeah, especially now. We can't deny that peer pressure can push you to do things that you as a person will normally not do. Maybe your peers, maybe your close friends, your besties, your babes are doing plastic surgery. They really look good with it. Maybe, and you as someone who have like, you are determined not to do these things, but your friends can always say, no, it's not painful, it's not expensive, there's a payment plan, you can join me, you're my babe, let's do this, in our group we need to look like this, like that. If you don't do it, then you will be excluded. Sometimes these things can push people to go and do this plastic surgery just to keep up with the pressure from the group, and also in turn keeping up with the pressure of the beauty standards. So you will go and do it because your friends say that. Like I told you, you should stand your grounds, and you should not be intimidated by your friends, how they look, how they carry themselves. You should carry yourself. You should know that you are God's creation. God created you that way because he wanted you to be like that. And there is a purpose for that. And every one of God's creation is beautiful in his sight. That's why he took out time to carve you, to carve your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your hair, everything, and made you beautiful in his sight. So never let anyone tell you how you look, tell you that you don't look good, you don't do this. Of course, I know people will always say it. Some people, they don't mind. They will always tell you that you don't look this, but don't care. Because you know what? The best beauty is beauty from within. How you carry yourself. Also, how you build yourself, your values can make you so attractive, more attractive than someone who looks physically attractive. I've seen that so many times play out in my life and in the lives of my friends. I've seen someone who doesn't really look pretty physically, but she gets the most handsome guys in the room. She will get these guys because of her aura, because of her confidence, because of the way she carries herself, because of her character, because of her values. Those things also attract people. So don't be carried away. I saw a group of girls who were planning to go on a vacation, and they were like 4 of them or 6, I can't really remember. And the leader, because there's always a leader, the leader had done surgery from head to toe. And she was like telling all of them, if you ain't got some good BBL, you will be excluded from the list. You don't need to follow us because we all need to look the same. Come on. The Gen Zs can do that. Trust me, they can do that. I saw it on TikTok and I was like, okay. And this girl came on TikTok and she said she's not going to go on the trip because she will not go under the knife because she wants to follow her friends for the trip. And you know what? Most of the friends who were going on this trip had paid for their plastic surgery through their sugar daddies. And their sugar daddies were married men. And this girl, she's part of the group because they came from high school together. But she said she doesn't do that. She doesn't date married men. She doesn't date sugar daddies. And she's not worried about getting BBLs and all that. But her friends, they want her to be part of the pack. But they don't like the fact that she doesn't look like them. And you know what? Because of these unattainable beauty standards and pushing all these plastic surgery, Botox, fillers, almost all women now look the same. Candace Owens was saying it the other day. Why is it that all the influencers, all the girls now look the same? They do like cheek fillers, lip filler, I don't know, do they have like some sort of a picture that they take to the surgeon and say, I want to look like her? And everyone now looks the same. Like, for instance, Portia Williams from Real Housewives of Atlanta and her mom, they look the same. I was like, who is Portia and who is the mom? Because of plastic surgery, and her mom is really older than her, but she has done plastic surgery and now she's looking like her daughter. Why do they all look the same? Why? And this one, I peeped this. They literally brainwashed the whole world into believing they are the beauties and anointed ones. It's insane once you peep game. Like seriously. They did that because, it's all about superiority. It's all about superiority. It's all about control. They got they were superior. They got the resources. They got the media. They got every medium through which they can promote and push their agenda. And their agenda was to show the world that they are the most beautiful. They are the most talented. They are everything and everyone else is nothing, especially the Black people, But we are at a time when social media is just so open and so free that everyone can come online and showcase themselves, not just their physical beauty, but also their talents, And we've seen how African beauties have come online. They are showing us how beautiful and confident they are. Black girls all over the world now feel confident because they come online, they see girls that look like them, and they are enjoying. They are wearing their afro free and proud, and their skin, the black skin, the chocolate, the melanin, the cream, Oh my God, the caramel skin, looking all melanated and absolutely gorgeous. This is so inspiring, and this is such a beautiful time to be alive, especially for me. I feel so, every time I see it, I feel so good. I feel like a goddess when I see another black woman with an afro, all out, proud, and with such high self esteem. That's all what we should be looking for. That's what we should all be doing as black women. We are beautiful. We are proudly Africans to the core. No matter where you are, if you're black, you're beautiful. Remember that and tell your daughters they are beautiful just the way they are. And someone said, "You are 100% right. This is why I wish more people watched Lovecraft Country. They had this concept included in their series with Letty's sister." Okay, I need to watch that. Lovecraft Country. I'll watch it. And someone said, "I really think they were always jealous. Same with misogyny." Oh, jealous. Maybe. Okay. She talked about psychological warfare. And this comment, "That psychological warfare destroyed me as a kid. Oh my God. I always wondered how much I would have thrived had I not been harassed just for existing." Harassed? Oh. And someone said, "Absolutely. And it gets more insidious and evil when we become adults." It's true. But for me, I think as an adult, you can control what someone says to you. You can't control what someone says to you, but you can tell them straight up what you wish, what you want them to say to you, and you can tell them to STF. You can tell them that. If someone says it up to your face, you need to tell them. I'll tell you a story. There was one time I was in a class, and there was this teacher. It was a teacher, shockingly. She was 60, and she has never been that close to a black person before. I was her first black student, and I saw how uncomfortable she was when the first time she came to our class, and then she saw that I was going to be, because she saw me, she saw that, okay, I'm a Finnish citizen, and she knew that, okay, the Finnish citizen who is coming is going to be a white person. And when she came to the class, she saw that, no, it's not a white person, it's a black person. I don't know what she expected. From that day, she never treated me so right. You know what I did? We had a group, a WhatsApp group. I was the only black person. Oh, every time there is something on the group and people put thumbs up, I would choose the blackest hand to do the thumbs up. Yeah, that's how I fight back. I would choose the blackest hand to do it. I did it for so long that she made a complaint to another teacher that was close to me. And the teacher told me that, "Do you know what? I don't know why she doesn't like you. I don't know why she hates you, because she said this and this and that." You know what? I kept on giving the thumbs up, the black thumbs up. You don't do that to me. Yeah. And you know what? She failed me for her cause, but I took it to the administration and I made sure that was handled. You don't let people do that to you. And I'm black. I cannot change it. I was born that way, and I can never change the fact that I'm black. Because sometimes this psychological trauma can make you not want to be who you are. Like she mentioned in the video, she said there was a point where she went to her grandma and was crying and said that, "I wish I was white." No, I have never wished I was white. Why? Because literally I grew up in Africa. And in Africa, we don't know what racism is, because everywhere is someone who looks like me. In Africa, we don't know what systemic racism is, because there's nothing systemic. There's nothing like racism in our system. We are all the same. We are all black. Everywhere you go, there's a black person. So we got other issues like colonialism, tribalism, nepotism. Those are the things that are really common in my community. But when I moved abroad, that's when I got encountered with racism. Not just racism, physical racism. I got encountered with systemic racism. I got to realize that, there's some rules that are not for me. There are some rules that are for the people, the natives, and there are rules for me. I was treated, and I've been treated differently in several occasions, just to prove to me that I'm not them. I'm not one of them. And sometimes they tell you, you're not one of us. When are you going back to your country? How did you get here? What are you doing here? How did you, all sort of questions, they keep asking these questions over and over, just to torture you psychologically. That's psychological warfare. Like she mentioned. And she said her boyfriend was defending a white girl over her. Just to torture you psychologically. I mean, it's painful, it's hurtful, and it's traumatic. It's serious. Okay, I read somewhere Black women had to cut their hair during slavery because our beauty distracts slave masters. Now, they tell Black women hair is not professional but copy. Crown Act law. Yes, the Crown Act law. There was a time when Black people couldn't wear their hair at work or anywhere in public because they said our hair was like a huge distraction. Whew. They made a law to prohibit us from wearing our natural hair. Just to tell you how this whole beauty thing plays out. And they say it's not professional. But you know what? Nowadays, there are so many Black women copying our hairstyles. I recently shared a video on my channel where Chinese are now doing like a long process of about 4 hours just to get Afro hair. They're changing their hair to Afro hair. They're appropriating our hair just to look like us. Same hair that they demystified, same hair that they rejected many years ago by creating the Crown Act, just to tell us that our hair is unprofessional. Our hair is a source of distraction. But now they're copying the hair. So you should see that most of these things, they say it's not good. They say it's a distraction. But when they turn around and copy these things, you should know that, my hair is beautiful. If someone can copy my hair, then my hair is beautiful. My hair is the ish, And also, talking about this, think about the Kardashians. The Kardashians are Romanians. They are Romanian Americans. So normally, Romanians haven't got big boobs and big butt. They haven't got that. So the Kardashians had to go do big boobs and big butt. Where does that originate from? From Africa. It's an African body structure. It's very common in Africa. Most African women are endowed, So even the lips, the full lips, most African women got it. Most African women got full lips. Most African women, you see them, it's natural. What has happened? The Kardashians did fillers, did all this, and it became the beauty standards of the time. And you know what? Every other woman was copying it. It didn't matter the race, the region. Everyone started thinking that, this is the beauty standards. To have full lips, to have thin nose, and to have big boobs, big butt is the beauty standards, is the acceptable beauty standards. And what happened? The price of plastic surgery went up, and every other woman was rushing to get BBLs, right? And you as a Black lady, you as a Black girl, what do you think about this? I, as a Black person, I just say, oh, really? So my full lips, my boobs, my butt is their acceptable beauty standard. So I am absolutely gorgeous. I am the most beautiful. We are the pinnacle of beauty. If everyone is copying us, if everyone is dying and going under the knife to just look like us, then we are the pinnacle of beauty. So that's how you need to look at it. Always look at it from the opposite end. Don't follow what they're saying. Don't follow who they are using to push it. Look at yourself and compare to that beauty standards of that time. And you will understand how beautiful you are, that you are the blueprint. We are the blueprint. I know I'm the blueprint. No one is ever going to change that. And that's how we all have to think and see ourselves. We need to perceive ourselves as the goddesses. We are black goddesses. We are beautiful. We've got everything. We are endowed. God used his special, God rested before he carved us, before he molded us. We are so beautiful. It's deep down in the core, in our DNA. We are beautiful. So stay free and remember, you are gorgeous. You are beautiful just the way you are. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned and do not forget to subscribe and also support the channel through our Patreon from as little as $2. Thank you all. Bye.